I'm not trying to take away from the label of depression. I'm not trying to take away, make it seem less real. Own it. But for some people, owning it gives them an excuse to do nothing. Don't take it the wrong way. Listen to me for a minute, ask a question, get involved, understand slightly what I'm trying to explain. Now, yes, own the label. Don't be judged. Don't be stigmatized. Everybody's trying to make people feel better because, yes, it's not your fault, which is true. Very much so. It's not your fault. Personally, going to war with the people whose fault it is sometimes good. When you understand that there's massive corporations and companies that are selling you so much bullshit to make money off you and they profit massively, maybe that's got a lot to do with how you feel. I'm going to try and stay nice and calm and polite while I'm talking. Understand a few things which I'm going to give you to research. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I need to get off my chest because I keep seeing all these movements with people not really sharing information. There's a playlist below. The playlist is going to share information with you regarding how your mind is directly influenced by your gut. How your gut in Chinese medicine and even in the West now is being massively known to be your first brain. Not even your second brain, but your first brain. Call it your second brain, it's easier to wrap your head around. When you understand microbes, when you understand bacteria, when you understand these thousands of colonies that we're made of, symbiotic creatures, we're all living in harmony, all beneficial. The gut bacteria is doing amazing things for our digestion. The skin bacteria is doing amazing things to protect us and cleanse us and clean us. And basically, we're nature, we're an ecosystem. We're like the Amazon, we're like the coral reef. It excites me, it gives me passion to make good decisions. Now, there's ways that you can live that are detrimental to these things. There's ways that you can live, there's decisions you can make that don't really proliferate happy microbes and have microbes either out of balance or just not able to work properly. If they're not working properly, you're going to get signals, hormone signals from things like the gut signaling you to get more of something because there's an imbalance of certain kinds of microbes which are overwhelming your mind, making you want to do certain things. Now, I'm not going to go too deep into this, but it's real. It's not up to me to tell you here that it's real, but it's real. And there's so much evidence, there's so many studies, there's so many facts around this that it'd be a waste of time sharing too much information on it. Let's just presuppose it's real for a second. What can you do about that? How can you change your life if you knew that some of the foods you were consuming, I'll call them poisonous, I'll call them toxic. It's one way to say it. But if you knew some of the foods were really not beneficial, then you would find healthy alternatives, which I must add are even tastier, better, but not as convenient to buy. You can't just walk in any shop because shops need massive profit. Shops need massive convenience, massive shelf life. Shops need lots of things, but you need your mind. That's more important than convenience. Also, if you want to enjoy yourself, some people like to enjoy themselves with alcohol. That's another story we can go into. You certainly don't need to be living on it. And there's things that you can do to get yourself back into balance around the times when you are doing these things. Personally, I've been able to stop drinking after coming from Scotland and drinking for years, heavily. So yeah, I went through a lot of these things. My gut was fucked, my mind was broken. That's one way to say it. But I need to finish this fast because it's about to start raining. It's like 7:30 in the morning in Bali. Just recorded some qigong. check out the VR playlist. I don't know why I was inspired to do this, but anyway, it's just some things I see online when I see the way people talk sometimes in relation to fighting battles, but they're not actually fighting against anything, because common culture is not allowing the information to get out there that things that we're doing to ourselves is the problem. Own it. Take responsibility. Go to war on yourself. Check out these playlists. Understand things like raw food. Please at least understand raw food. Put a little bit of time into finding one raw meal that you like, but there is loads. Check out the raw playlist, raw inspiration, even raw soups, even just one raw meal a day. But if you can have a whole raw day, it's doing really good things for your digestion. There's so many good things. I'm not going to talk about it here. This is more about understanding that you really need to own. You need to own your decisions. You need to own your actions. And supermarkets, culture is not your friend, as Terence used to say. Never been truer. It's so difficult to buy healthy food. Even a lot of the so-called vegan stuff's full of sugars. Sugar's a whole different story. For most people, let's be clear, it's going to take like 2 weeks coming off sugar, but it's going to linger, possibly. It's a fight you might have for a long time, but you can replace it. Wheat, probably going to be a couple of weeks. It's going to be more a comfort thing, more of a, people are addicted to feeling full, the sedentary, heroin-like effects that come from being full. When you're full, there's signals to stop eating, and it's like, and for some people they get addicted to that because it's comforting, because they can hibernate. That's a whole different story, but you don't want to be full. I've not been full in a long time. I've been full of energy, been full of life-giving electric nutrients, getting a lot of energy from the sun, getting a lot of life from fruit in this country, getting a lot of life from sprouts and vegetables and just good high quality nutrients and juicy vegetables. And don't be put off by this, because herbs and seasoning, there's so many things that can make this a really amazing way to eat and live, especially when you get the energy from electric food, raw unprocessed electric food that's not been destroyed by heating, that's not been destroyed by factories and chemicals and preservatives. And as an example, you can go into some places and buy, for example, goji berries. Very, very hard to find goji berries that don't have sulfur dioxide in it. And they're basically they could turn sulfur dioxide could turn an avocado, it's very alkaline, acidic. Because they need to make things acidic to last on shelves. So if there's so many additives that are in foods that are basically turning it acidic, which is taking it away from the benefits in your body. Check out the playlist. I'm not going to go into too much details here. This is more just a kind of loving, are you ready to take responsibility? Yes, own it. Yes, go to war. Yes, it's not your fault. Perfect. But don't just live in pain and there's so many bad vehicles to meet your needs. Choose some good vehicles to meet your needs. But own the reason why you're doing it. Understand why you're doing it. And be proud and confident and actually vibe with the fact that you're on this journey and it's an amazing time and you're winning. It's knowing that you're winning every step of the way makes the journey more enjoyable. And it's strange for me, because as an example, people are always talking to me, or sometimes talking to me, about not being able to get to raw food, not being able to do raw food, not even being able to think about raw food or healthy food, and they're so caught up in not being able to get to the door. I'm like, man, you're talking about this door, you're obviously not wrapping your head around what's behind the door. I'm not trying to get you to the door. The door is just the way of getting beyond. What's beyond the door is this state of energy, this state of life, this, I'll call it a hive, but a place where you're alive because your body's not trying to deal with poisons, it's dealing with raw, electric, life-giving food. For me, and a lot of other people, it's an amazing way to live. Try it. Don't just be put off by it. In this playlist you're also going to find videos about movement, which is also important. Really want you to understand the lymphatic system, understand the immune system. You don't want to be toxic, you don't want to be poisoning yourself. You do want to be moving. Don't be put off by, when I say movement, I'm not talking about going to the gym and punishing yourself and like, oh, sweating buckets and need to lose weight, need to do this, need to do that. No, just do that. That's exercise. Breath is exercise. Small flowing movements, exercise. Like, love yourself. Get in a state where you're loving yourself and cultivate it. Do it regularly and maybe start to understand why it feels so good. But check out these playlists. Check out some movement. Check out some breath. Immune system. Lymphatic system. Really go to town on the lymphatic system, because unfortunately, if you've been living this way, you've got a lot of clearing to do. But you start to feel benefits straight away. You will start to feel amazing really fast. If not, just stop. Don't even keep doing it. Don't even entertain me. But if you find any benefits, keep going. Try and I'm just rambling. I'm just kind of excited because I'm thinking about so many different people I've spoke to, and I really feel that if you just take that little time, take that 21 days, do the experiment, be prepared well in advance. I'll leave you with that. Be prepared. Stock up on good amounts of healthy food. Try and make sure you're getting some good minerals at the start, like your Himalayan salts and things. They make a big difference to getting nutrients into your body. Overwhelm your system with high quality nutrients, high quality proteins from things like sprouts, so that hormones are balanced, so you're not interpreting hunger hormones. Don't try and starve yourself. Get good quality nutrients. Overwhelm your body with the best there is, and the hormones are just going to be balanced. The hormones aren't going to be craving anything around the times when you normally eat, around the environments when you normally eat. You may have some sensations. This video is getting long, but yes, there is ways to deal with these kind of stuff when you start to use NLP. There is ways of dealing with your internal dialogue. There's ways of dealing with habits, but making new habits is going to be a kind of new job. For now, please commit to doing a little research. Commit to like an hour a day for a week, an hour a week for a month. Commit to at least watching some videos, building on some understanding, and choosing some action to take. Own the journey. Don't be guilty for your past, because we all raised in this craziness somehow. Own the journey. Use language that relates to things like, by this time next year, I'll happily be doing this. By this time next year, I'll be putting things into practice. By this time next year, I'll be able to do this, this and this. By this time next year, I'll be doing this. By this time in 5 years' time, I'll be doing this. I'll be inviting people around for dinner, and I'll share this, and I'll do this, I'll do that. Own the fact that the future part of it. Don't get caught up in the past. Maybe you will still need to eat some food for convenience. Earlier I think I forgot to mention meat. Meat's going to take you a couple of weeks as well. A month for some things. Bacon left a kind of sensation in my brain for a little while. There's so many chemicals in it. A lot of bacon's doused in sugar as well, so it's also a sugar thing. So many meats are marinated, so it's the marinade you're dealing with. But that's a whole different story. I'm not trying to preach labels, but own the fact that you're in control of your gut, you're connecting with microbes, and you're living a symbiotic connection to your whole ecosystem. You're like the king of the whole world.